Welcome back to Let's Talk Business, everyone. I'm your host, Rick Jenkins. And as I said just a little bit ago, it is great to have you guys here, whether you are joining us on 94.5 The Answer in the Upstate, or maybe you're checking out our podcast video, or you're just on YouTube. We appreciate you being here. Let's get started. I want all you marketers out there to listen up, because I got a really smart dude here with me today. His name is Travis Seward. Travis is the Chief of Staff at EVG Media. EVG is headquartered here in Greenville, but they are doing business globally. Travis, how you doing, bud?
I'm great, Rick. Thanks for having me.
You are very welcome. It's good to have you here. EVG, you guys specialize in content solutions and content licensing. Now, I'm pretty sure I know what that is, but briefly, tell me what that's about.
So with our clients, we work with brands and individuals who want to tell their story, have a message. And we help them craft that message with creative storytelling through blogs and video and those kinds of things. And then licensing, we also work with publishers who are talking about our brands. And in the publishing world, we call it earned media. It's where you're recognized by some national publication or regional publication about all the good work you're doing. So you're winning awards and accolades. So we work with both sides, from people who want to do the traditional marketing and tell their story, to the publishing world who is telling the stories.
I'm glad you brought up earned media, and then there's owned media,
Correct.
Right? And owned media, I suppose, if I'm looking at it logically, is your website.
Right.
You own that, right?
Right.
I had never heard it referred to as owned and earned, but it makes perfect sense. So tell me a little bit about owned media.
So owned media is anything that you're doing to tell your story. Blog posts, websites, paid
a video,
social media
on a radio
posts,
show,
social media posts,
right.
All of those types of things. We help our clients with figuring out the best method to tell their story so that they reach the right audience.
Right. Marketing has changed so much in the last several years. A lot of the traditional methods of marketing are beginning to go by the wayside to some degree. And so we're getting so much more into content marketing. And that's why I thought that we had a void to fill with Let's Talk Business. But what are the other types of content that marketers out there need to be thinking about if they're going to stay cutting edge?
So as a marketer, it's not just about an advertisement and selling your story and your brand. It's about actually connecting with an audience. So when we think about content solutions, we think about the holistic approach where you have your story, you know what you want to tell, and you actually have a communication with the people who are buying your products or reading your information. You want to do business with people that you feel that are knowledgeable, people who are out there telling who you are connecting with. And so that when you go to do business, you want to do business with somebody who's a friend, somebody that you think is an authority. And so that's where our content solutions come in. We help you craft the best message for you and your audience.
Got it. And, you said the key there, a company like you help craft. Not all companies, of course, have a firm or a department big enough to where they can craft messages themselves. Is that a big part of what you all do, is crafting the content?
So we have a staff of about 700 contributors in the world. And so when you tell us what you need, we have somebody who's either a subject matter expert or a local expert if it needs to be localized for your community, and even in language. So the global side of our business, if you need it in French, Italian, German, from a native speaker, we do that for you, and it's done with authenticity.
Right. How about that? 700 people, contractors throughout the world. What does a typical client of yours look like?
So our clients are really diverse, either in subject matter, banks, lawyers, assisted living facilities, major hotel chains, as well as companies as large as Google who need a lot of data normalized into local languages really quickly and really professionally. We're one of the only companies that has done work like this for Google. in the world.
Wow, how about that? You are somebody if you're doing work with Google, right? Okay, so let's end it off with this. How do you even begin to determine a solid strategy, right? You're going to sit down with people, and there are so many options for how they can produce content and push content out to their audience. Where do you start?
It's understanding who their audience is today and who the audience is that they want to reach. You want to keep the customers that you have happy, but you also want to expand your reach and find new customers to build your business. So when we sit down, we figure out your goals. And once we understand your goals, and understand your story and what makes your business special and what your services are, then together we craft a message, and then we figure out the best way to deploy that message, because we know there's a different audience on TikTok versus YouTube versus Facebook.
Right. Lots of back and forth, I would assume, as you begin to put those messages together and make sure they're exactly what your client wants.
Absolutely.
Lots of back and forth.
Absolutely. And the good thing is, with our company, we really are an extension of your existing team. So instead of just being an agency doing what you wish, we come to the table, we become part of your team, we figure out the strategy together, and then there's confidence in both of us that we know that we're going to do the right thing, ease that whole production so that it's not always back and forth, but that we do come together and deliver a final product that's expected.
Travis, that is good stuff. I appreciate you joining us. Folks, that is Travis Seward. He is the Chief of Staff at EVG Media, headquartered right here in Greenville, but doing business around the world, even with some company called Google. Folks, we will be right back, but don't go anywhere. It's only going to be a 30-second break, and here is a company you should know.